Live.
We're back. Can you hear us?
We're back.
You guys gonna love this. Devin's sweating over here. Hey, we're back. Luckily for us, I think it just went into sleep mode.
Oh,
One of our
okay.
Friday night aces.
Okay, I just so Devin didn't plug the laptop in, so it went to sleep.
Aw, it's been working hard.
Devin's like, I'm gonna kill you later.
He's
Devin's
wearing too many
working
hats today.
very hard. So this is not something we should be teasing him for, though everybody in Lynn Vander has something they're used to doing. Blame Josh, hashtag for me, movie genius. We got to figure one out for Devin now.
Oh, hang on. All those memes that you did of like dice rolling?
Yeah.
Like,
She just put the memes to be dice rolling. Yeah, exactly.
Apologies, Paul. Who are you?
Yeah, who are you, Paul?
Blackbeard. I
Not
am
Blackbeard, not Bladebeard?
a Bladebeard. Sorry, his handwriting. It's saying is Devin's. Bladebeard. I'm a navigator, shallow-skinned dwarf, a shy, gaunt individual that has spent most of his life traveling from port to port, and I have come across a troop and been hired.
And you're outfitted with some interesting weaponry.
Yes. So
And, what class are you playing?
I am a desperado rogue. So my guy is carrying 6 of these across his chest, holstered into his ballistics vest, I guess what you would call it, and his knee-high boots.
Surprised you didn't name your guy Phoenix. Phoenix Lamb.
Phoenix Lamb. Yeah.
Yes, and last but not least, over there in his corner.
I am playing. For those of you who are used to watching the show, I'm playing a regular favorite, a small twin-tailed Arctic fox named Eke. He is a chronomancer, which is a unique class to a unique subclass to the class of Sage, Aeon Sage, from Imaria, the world we're playing in. He is a time manipulator, so the way chronomancy works in our world is they have some casting ability, some magic casting ability, but the ability to manipulate time is not through magic or through the weave. It is through the construct of manipulating time, so it acts more like the invocations of a warlock. Instead of a pact to some sort of supreme being, though, it is just the ability to manipulate the construct of time itself, because we decided to remove time from the weave a little bit and make it something that just the weave doesn't really have control over, unless you're a magic user of such power potency, you can time stop or do something and just use the weave to manipulate time, but generally time is something that can be manipulated. And so it doesn't affect things that are affected by magic. So so time can get through anti-magic shells and stuff like that. So it's kind of an interesting extra layer of development we put to the world. And for those of you, yes, it's literally from Sonic 2 because it happened in game. It was the game you were in where he got hit with a curse. And or was it wild magic or something?
Yeah,
and I grew a
something like that,
second tail,
Yeah.
and I just asked to keep it. So he has the second because I was obsessed with tails when I was in grade 8. So giving my age away.
Can you fly?
He cannot fly, no. But although he has been thrown from things to the point where he may as well be flying. And so just to give a quick rundown, because the lovely folks playing today are at various levels of familiarity in both D&D and especially Imaria. The Desperado Rogue was built off of a failed forward model. So a lot of the abilities that this rogue has are based on when you roll your die and miss, when you fail. You can proc some abilities to be able to fail forward as opposed to just straight up, I attack or I do this. Oh, I missed. Well, I have an option now to do something outside. And so some people I've seen build at these conventions, they build their rogues for failure to miss. They give themselves disadvantage and stuff so they can proc off some of these abilities. So it's an interesting take on how to play a rogue. And of course, the Sound Assist is one of our new classes as well. And the Sound Assist, the version of the Sound Assist you're playing is the Vectormancer, which in all intents and purposes is a kinetic wielding Jedi. A lot of your abilities are going to be about swishing and throwing and floating and manipulating the dust around you. It is also very different from magic in that we use psionics. In the previous versions of games, we've had like development of psionics. You've seen psionics play like they kind of cast like spells and they act like spells. In this world, psionics is the pillars of power circle of who eats what, like fire eats water and water eats. It is it's a mental construct outside of time and outside of mana. So you'll see psionics behaving very differently. And the Phrenic Cleric, created by Adam, actually, the Phrenic Cleric is a subdomain, obviously, of Cleric, and their brain is their spell focus.
They believe in themselves so strongly that that belief has manifested divine power.
Yeah, you're your own god.
Wow.
What's also cool is there's a little bit of psionicness to them where they can kind of take their latent intelligent abilities and just no longer require the need for somatic or movement materials for casting spells at times, which is really cool.
You're the ultimate egomaniac.
That's right. This is why I'm leading this.
And you they use their intelligence to heal, and the more intelligence there is this
Yeah, the more intelligent the target is, the better they're healed.
yeah, crazy. Which makes them a bit of an elitist and fun to play with. So, yeah.
So, yes, Eke, Bladebeard, Oswald, and Tinval, you have all been brought, gathered together to basically conduct a salvage operation. You are to go and find the airship that has crashed in Wolfsgate, and you don't necessarily need to completely gather all of its stuff, but the main thing is to strip it of anything that belongs to the Lunalian military. That stuff cannot be falling into the wrong hands, and so it is something that must be retrieved. You have been granted a few small things that you can use, basically a small size airship, nothing bigger than a keel boat that you can basically take down and kind of land just a bit out of the ways, keep it covered, monitored by some automated services, and then head off to where it was last seen. They don't really know where it went down, they just know where it was in the sky when it went down. So what is your general modus operandi for such a mission?
Well, I think normally Tinval and I probably land somewhere near the area. Clearly we have a navigator with us, and to my understanding, everything below is the same. Water, land, whatever. So once we land, this one's in charge of navigation. I'm just in charge of operating the ship until then. So I think we'd probably start by landing off in the trees, locking down the ship, making sure that this doesn't become more lost property and another job.
So as you descend down, you do find yourself approaching a marsh.
Ooh.
It's quite boggy.
wow.
There's a lot of moisture in the air, insects buzzing around.
Sensing a bit of a
and,
Dagobah scenario.
It's
right
also
now.
quite cold
Ah.
at the same time.
You're a fan of the water. What do we do?
That is a bog.
It has water in it.
My point remains.
They're not liquid down below.
Have we landed?
Just
You
because
were
I don't
just
want
now
to
just
drink, it doesn't mean it's not water.
The airship is sort of it flutters, and the humming of the crystals kind of keels down as the ship begins its slow descent.
How much?
It's very difficult to find anywhere that would be big enough to accommodate you. You're probably going to have to make a clearing or skirt around trying to
I
find
was
a
going to
nice
ask, how
place.
much space do we have before the tree line?
It seems to be quite a dense swamp.
As we start getting low enough, I will take my rope and rappel off the side and down into the bog.
Okay.
Land heroically, like I know what I'm doing, even though I
You
don't.
land, and the water goes right up to your waist.
Nice.
Oh, man.
It's quite cold.
Home sweet home for you, huh, dwarf?
Other than the bugs, is there anything else I notice?
Give me perception.
Bugs. I hate bugs. Bugs drive me crazy.
I'm not going to be perceiving
I was
anything
crazy
with
once.
a
Put me in another
3.
room.
It made
What was
me
that, sorry?
crazy.
A 3.
Crazy?
A 3.
Yeah.
It's a bog. There's a lot of insects. Things keep buzzing into your eyes, and gas kind of emerging out. The swamp gas is making it very difficult to see. Your beard feels all matted, and it's coated in the dampness that is also in the chill air, kind of starting to form ice crystals a little bit.
I try to mask my obvious bewilderment or not knowing what's going on and stride forward another 5 or 10 feet through the bog.
How's it going down there?
Look up, give him the thumbs up, and continue to look around to try to get my bearings as to where we
Give
are.
me a survival check.
I'm not rolling well today.
So we're just hovering.
That's right.
Yes.
That would be a total of 7.
Okay. Bogs are not your thing.
No.
Our trusted navigator knows what's going on.
You have no idea where you are.
So he's held by rope though,
Yes.
and so he's just dangling. We're just
Yeah,
ho-
you're not lost.
It's like
Yeah.
it's like
necessarily, but
helicopter, and he's just going around
Yeah.
the mud.
Yeah, I'm
you
dragging.
basically
I'm
just see
dragging
him
the
with,
airship.
like,
Shellas
like
can
a
balloon.
dwarves,
balloon.
Shellas
He's
can
moving
dwarves don't
around.
like to get dirty, so this is probably annoying. And and looking out the edge. Can we see? Is the bog got like crooked trees and stuff like that we can't like see through, or can we see him?
You can kind of
meandering.
See, you can see him meandering a
Or is
little
it
bit.
foggy.
There's a bit of a fog.
The
It's only
foggy bog.
lightly obscuration. It's
Okay.
not too bad. There's a chill wind that comes through, and there is also the smell emanating out as well.
What kind of smell?
It is
Foggy smell.
Yeah, it's like that damp, earthy scent mixed with kind of methane, right? Like
Oh, all land smells terrible to me.
yeah.
It's not like the home.
The bog appears to be open enough that if you could try to land, you'd have to crash through a bit of the canopy and like knock some trees around. And it would probably scratch up the paint job. But you could land. The problem is that you're having a very hard time finding any kind of clearing.
Yeah,
or
anything
area
to
that-
tether it to
yeah.
or anchor it to.
I mean, you could anchor it to like a tree, but then you have this floating airship hovering above the tree line, which is not exactly inconspicuous.
I think I'm gonna just use my levitation as a pin pan and just gonna see what he's doing.
Absolutely.
And I'm just gonna like kind of like levitate and walk over the side of the boat. So the way I understand this works is my feet will point towards the boat because I need an anchor point, but I'll just kind of like
Yeah, you can just float all the way underneath the hull of the ship. and
Yeah,
just sort of
yeah.
float there. Yeah.
and kind of like hang upside down. And how's it going there, Bladebeard? You find a place to.
I point forward confidently, even though I know not.
It's a random direction.
And kind of like with the rope over my shoulder, like I'm trying to guide the airship towards the northern point of the bog, I guess.
Oh, I'm so glad you're with us.
Oh, it's this is my forte.
I wouldn't know where to go.
So you lead. You're kind of holding the rope and kind of this. They're just sort of like on like neutral basically, and you're basically just kind
Yeah.
of guiding them down through the swamp. What's your passive perception?
My passive perception is
Bottom left.
where-
Bottom left. Bottom left of the page.
bottom left. Oh, sorry,
there.
13.
13?
Yep.
Ouch. All right. As you begin to move forward, you kind of get this sense like the hairs in the back of your neck kind of prickle up a little bit, and you kind of get this sense like you're being watched. You look up and see the pin pan watching you, but that doesn't seem to alleviate this feeling that you have. And you kind of look around at the
That's-
bog, and you realize all of a sudden that the sounds of like frogs and buzzing insects and like the nature sounds of creatures has gone completely absent. It is utterly silent, other than just the water kind of dripping and sloshing around your body.
It's all gone silent.
I stop.
I have alertness. I'm just leaning over the ship and just trying to see through everything, because that guy doesn't want to go down there because he knows he's just gonna go. Bloop,
From your point of view, higher in the air, you can see that there are some of the shrubs, some of the flora appears to be moving. It's slowly kind
Moving?
of just like inching closer to Bladebeard.
So like the vines or whatever's down there is kind of moving.
It's from your point of view, you're just basically seeing like mounds of vegetation, just kind of like little kind of things like just sticking out of the bog water, just kind of like,
Oh, jeez.
and you can start to see little globules kind of dripping off of the vegetation body.
My taller friend, says the like 2.5-foot fox to the 4-foot dwarf. My taller friend, Bladebeard. I believe the vegetation is moving toward you.
Reach into my pouch and grab a flask of oil. Do I see from which direction it's coming, or is it just all around?
Looking around, you can see that you can at least see one on either side of you.
Approximately how far?
They are 65 feet, but closing in.
I play unaware.
They're kind of moving through the trees
where are you?
shrubs, and she's
I'm-
hanging upside down from the boat.
Oh, nice.
I'm just sipping tea on the edge. This must be how all land missions go.
As the vegetation comes closer, I pop the top off the flask of oil, and I ready myself to douse it in oil while drawing my pistol to fire and ignite it once it's been sprayed with the oil, of course.
Of course. Okay. So the vegetation gets closer.
How many other coming in?
You can only see 2 coming on either side of them. One
That's
on
just
either
the
side
two?
of them. So there'd be 2 of them. And after they reach about 60 feet on either side of you, there's still plenty of trees and growing and mounds of growth and kind of hills and
I can see
dips.
them.
You can see them because you're looking out from the top of the ship. You can kind of just see these. It looks to be like a mass of plant matter, like just hanging off of 2 large stilts, kind of stilt-like stalks. It's kind of standing out of the bog, and globules of slime and like weird viscous liquid kind of pour off of their body
It's a
Mm.
bog
Gather
end.
as a little pseudopod of the plant sort of
It's a planner.
flings out these globules, one coming from each of them directly towards you.
Is that the local greeting?
AC 14.
That's a 13, so that's a miss. So the first one whizzes over your head. The second one
Duck.
smacks you right in the back. You're going to take 7 poison damage, which you are resistant to. No.
I
so
get
let's
I get half. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
And you get to make
4.
a Constitution saving throw, please.
uh, 10 total.
Okay. You have contracted a disease. While you have this disease,
Checks out.
you only regain half of all hit points.
I don't
that
get
you are
half all
healed.
hit points. Now, can I use my fail forward on a failed con throw?
Fail forward is on field.
I think it's on attack roll.
on
on
attack
attacks,
rolls.
okay.
Yeah. You do get stuff. Oh.
This is a disease. This is not a condition.
No, but the attack he technically has that. Oh no, it's if he's surprised. Yeah, he didn't
Yeah.
react to it. Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
And then a third globule from a direction that you hadn't noticed comes flying at you for another 7 poison damage. And those of you up on the ship, see the dwarf just get pelted with these 3 globules of diseased, poisonous slime.
Well,
He doesn't look like he enjoyed it at all. It definitely looks like it was a painful experience. Is there
So
anything
this is where I start to realize that you may have been bullshitting us.
leading you into the end of horrible things?
Right. You know, he's like, oh, I see them. You're like, yeah, this is going on. But nobody was like, getting ready or armed. And I'm just like, whatever. They must be the locals. You get pelted. And I think what I'm going to do is, are you tied to the rope?
Oh, I've let go of the rope because I have a flask in one
Ah,
Yeah,
hand
he's
and
got
my-
a flask
and
and
my-
a pistol. Yeah.
So
So we can't just yank him down or yank him back up. Should we help him?
yes,
I don't know the protocol down here. All right.
a life is the
Shall
life.
we roll initiative?
Yeah.
Yes.
We start rolling ropes down to.
My chronomancy dice rolled me real low.
I'm not rolling well.
Oh, nice. That's a
That's
6.
better.
6, eh?
8.
Oh, what?
16.
Let's go.
16,
Right
This
there.
is fair. You should be the first one to act. We're all on deck.
What did that get?
12. But I'm going to invoke one of my manipulations right now.
Okay.
Blowing my reaction. When rolling initiative. Oh shoot! Should have read that before the results are made. Although I haven't heard yours yet, so I'm going to do this anyway. Before the results are made, I can alter up to 6 creatures I can see by increasing or decreasing their initiative roll by an amount equal to my intelligence modifier, which is 4. So I'm going to
give
raise all of theirs by
four?
4. Yeah. And the 2 mounds that I can see, I'll reduce by 4.
Oh, you can see all of them now. They've all revealed.
I'll
themselves.
reduce. Well, that's just too many people. So I'll reduce 2 of the mounds by 4 on the initiative. Cogs of time going. I'm like,
Okay.
no.
So with my 2 weapon
So
attack
now you're-
style,
yeah, you-
I can use the flask as one, my gun as the other, and as a bonus action, I can grab the rope.
Yeah, I think that's fine.
You're now initiative 20.
Hmm?
Yeah,
now
you're in initiative 20. You
I'm
go
16.
First.
Yep.
I'm 16.
I'm on 16. Sorry.
No, you're 20
Oh,
now.
now
I've
I'm on 20,
manipulated
okay.
you up by 4.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, blue and orange gears and kind of energy swirls around you as you feel yourself a little faster than you normally would be otherwise.
the-
or
the-
at least everything around you kind of slows down ever so slightly.
The closest one, I will spray with the flask of oil.
Okay.
While firing off my
Okay.
pistol.
I'll give you advantage on this attack.
The natural 20.
Oh.
All right.
Well, you've been. I see. That's why you've been rolling so crappy lately, is because you were just building up for the opportunity just to blast.
Roll double your dice. And you can have sneak attack on this as well.
So-
And roll double
Oh
those dice
my
as well.
God.
And
How many
these are
sixes do you need?
These are D12 plus 3, right? Where's the other D12?
Yeah, so
There it is.
2d12 plus all your sneak attack dice.
Your sneak attack is
Look at that.
doubled too, right?
Yeah, the sneak attack dice are also doubled.
So I got it's 11, 15, 18, 19, 26, 32.
Plus your modifier, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Oh, yeah, sorry, plus 3, so 35.
making it even 35.
It's a casual
Nice
35.
shot, dwarf.
Yeah, so fire roars through the creature. Steam billows off of its wet, damp
And I
form.
grab the rope. With
Tug, tug.
Yeah.
Okay. The rope is being tugged.
I'm not lifting him. So I see this burning thing.
Yeah.
Is it still alive?
You hear just like that high-pitched whining sound of like plants,
Oh.
wet plants thrown on the fire.
I shouldn't use my reaction alacrity because I could have deja vu'd that. Damn it. Okay. Deja vu being a power that you can blow a reaction as a chronomancer to capture a moment in time, and if he does the exact same action, shoot his gun. I can just give him that 20 back, but it holds for once per long rest. And I thought to myself, if I use alacrity, I'll have a whole round before I need my other reaction, and then he gets a 20. So fantastic, Paul. People are saying, nice shooting, Tex. I will. So I see the other two mounds. I can't lift him because my strength is very low as a little fox. So I'm going to look over and be like, "Can you pull him up?" You see the rope like shaking.
So just so everyone's aware, we're all tiny, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my God, you're a halfling.
You're
Like
small.
you're basically a halfling.
I-
This
I'm,
is
I'm
the
like
Munchkin
a gaunt
party.
little dwarf.
You're the biggest of us.
Yeah, and I'm not even that
Like
big.
it's gonna be a joint effort for sure.
Like I'm strength 8 with a con of 12. Like
Strength
I'm
8?
Yeah, I'm like the weakest dwarf in existence.
Holy
I love it.
cow.
I love it.
Let me see what I can do something here. What's your strength?
Oh, it's also
8?
8.
What's your strength?
8.
The fox with a strength of 10. This little fox is the strongest out of the entire squad. Well, I guess I have to be the one to lift them then. Let me see if there is a spell that can help me here.
Enhance ability is what you're looking for.
Yeah, I don't think
didn't
we have
take
that
it
in my.
today.
I don't have that in my list. Well, poop. Wow. Okay. Whole person. No, I'm kidding. Hold still. All right. I'm gonna try and lift this. Wow. Okay. I will try and lift.
Give me a strength check. So a flat D20 roll.
Wow. No. I'm going to. It's just a strength check, not an acrobatics. Okay, or
No, that's right.
athletics. Or anything. Okay. Straight strength. Here we go.
Oh,
What is it? What is it?
That's a natural 20.
Well.
And it's my turn, right?
Yeah.
Should I deja vu a
Just
strength check?
yanks me back into the boat.
Should I deja vu a strength check?
No. It's a great roll, but I don't think we're gonna do
Oh,
a lot
okay.
of that. I
I was
mean,
thinking because I deja vu,
You
so if he
know,
falls, I can
that's-
just do it again, right?
Then
knock
again,
on
we're
wood
all
that
like,
we don't make a bunch
we're
of
all
Alright,
like
checks.
eights
so this
here.
little fox, two tails spinning. I put my feet up onto the rail
Give yourself some lift.
and give myself some lift, and then oh, no, that's the wrong. Yeah, Super Mario. So then I will then just be like heave.
You go flying up into the air.
I make it look acrobatics to make it look
You meant to do
under
that.
control.
do a couple
Only in
yeah,
D&D
yeah.
does a 2-foot fox lift a 5-foot dwarf.
What I will say is this:
As
you-
the other two get splashed in
yeah,
fog
you
spray.
reach down and grab onto the rope. You're just kind of like, All right, let's go. And right as you pull, a burst of swamp gas erupts beneath the dwarf, sending it flying into the air.
Because Eke would be like, I suppose I'm the only one that can do this. He's like nonchalant pulling, and boom, up
Yeah,
he goes.
and swamp
then
gas explosion sends you flying up
So
into the air.
you land on the deck. Eke's probably on his back. He like sits up. His whiskers just go. I never knew I had it in me.
You hear the sound of like as the globules fly up towards the hull of the ship, which is where you are. But unfortunately, I'm assuming you're a little, like at least 120 feet above the ground.
Yeah, we're not too far
Yeah.
away.
Yeah, so you're just out of range. So it's like,
So they go missing, and this little white paw comes out. Is this an Eke tradition, right? Just to flip off the enemy. Well, how are you?
Am I like? Do I?
yeah,
When I
you
got
don't look-
poisoned,
you're like-
do I
you're
feel
clammy, you're
sick?
clammy, You're
Yeah,
sweating a little bit. You get a bit of a fever.
A little
going.
bit seasick.
a bit. whatever it hit me with has not made me feel well.
I
He is
take it.
covered in ooze. Like,
I take it you did not, in fact, find a safe place for us to land.
I did, and I point back towards where that giant thing came out of the tree line, and I'm pointing. That is the direction we must go.
Oh, wait from here. That was pure gold.
All right, Tidwell. Take the helm.
So I assume we're not going to land here.
I assume not.
Yeah, I'll take the helm. I've got a nice grip of the wheel, and I'll have a look around. I'll see if I can see anything that looks like there might be smoke or anything that's glinting.
sure, yeah, you can give me
Yeah.
perception.
Oh my God, we're so small. It's like
As
Peter,
we- yeah,
Peter Pan's Lost Boys have taken over
100%.
the ship. Literally.
As we start moving on, I'm just spitting down at the trees.
That'll be 21.
Okay. Yeah, you kind of about face. You look around a little bit, keeping an eye out, moving the ship, and you start to see what looks to be a bit of a clearing that's starting to be overgrown, but it doesn't look like a natural clearing. It looks like something came through the canopy and landed violently upon the ground.
I think something went thunder just over there. I'll point it out.
My trusted first mate. Let us
Aye,
go.
aye, Captain.
Oh, you Captain.
So I'll steer the ship in that direction
Yeah,
and look for.
now you don't find anywhere safe enough to land,
Yeah.
but what you do find is the overgrown ruins of a crashed Lunalian airship sticking out of the bog.
Oh, like it looks like it's old, like it's been there for a
It's
while.
been there for a bit. Now, the report you got was that it went down some time ago, and it's likely this bog is just
Alive.
consuming it fast.
This is what we were looking for.
Oh, okay.
Possibly. It would make sense.
Mm.
It seemed as a bit off. Like I wouldn't have thought it would be that decrepit looking.
It does seem a
already.
bit old.
It's been there for a while, it looks like.
It's well, the bog is starting to claim it.
Okay, what do you think?
Is it like is it finished its sinking and it's just
No,
being
it's like emerged out of the bog. Like the front half is kind of in the
the
water.
bog,
and
right?
the
But it's
second
not
half
deep
is
enough for it to
out.
sink.
That's
But
right.
the bog is like, so you're saying like moss and stuff is
Yeah,
starting to
things
like-
are starting to creep across. it.
things that would happen over a short period of time or lengthy period of time. Is that like a nature
relatively
check? You
short
think?
period. Yeah, you can make a nature check. Yeah.
Nature check.
Oh,
Just
guess
roll
what
dice
that
there, buddy.
is.
They're
Magic
vines.
dice.
So the chronomancy die rolled me a 20. So I'm like, I'll change it up. So I grabbed the sapphire fang die, which is the time dragon, and I rolled that and also got a 20.
Wow.
You're now going to have
Wow.
a horrible game.
must need
Dalagran
to
smiles upon
Go
you.
buy these dispel dice, man. If you want to
Based on what you're looking at, it seems like
27.
this bog likely has some sort of magicalness to it, where it is kind of growing at a rate beyond what is normal. I would also say that based on what you saw with those creatures, and also on what you're seeing here with this bog being quite fast at growing and very deadly, you believe this is the bog of Saloduz.
Solid ooze?
Saloduz.
Solid ooze?
Saloduz.
Solid ooze, yeah.
Saloduz.
Oh, we got solid oozes over there.
Yeah. Saloduz is the
Yeah.
marsh that is considered cursed by those of Wolfsgate. It is filled with withered flora and horrid creatures, and it is where Wolfsgate send all of their exiles to, quote-unquote, die horribly.
Huh. Well, I'll explain this to them.
Oh.
But I don't understand why the vegetation is sped up. Perhaps it is an effect of the area. So the ship went
There's
down.
also a hypothesis that the Renica crystals powering the ship may have empowered the mana flowing through the bog's living things and caused them to overgrow substantially.
Oh, so the ship that has crashed. Do we know why it crashed, or
You
why
have no idea. That's part of the job. No
Okay.
one knows what happened. They just know the ship went down.
we need to check this out? Which means we need to go back down there.
Before we do, can you see the ley lines here? Like where would this ship have been traversing?
That's way up, right?
Yeah.
The light bending effect caused by the ley lines causes them to not be visible by by the naked eye, and it also disguises the floating islands above you.
Okay.
You would know though that it was planning on heading to a far remote military outpost way at the edge of Lunalia, like the furthest reaches you could possibly get from the core.
I just wondered if there's something about the swamp that pulled it down. You know,
Or
how far
perhaps
off?
something that's gone awry up there.
Yeah.
Yeah. If there's a wedge in the ley line, like a highway drop off,
So what you're telling
whatever
me?
a highway is.
So what you're telling me is this bog is trying to take me crystals.
Well, we haven't sunk. We haven't fallen.
They're
It's
all
not-
mine.
but
I'm
it-
from Lunalia.
But these.
Is there anything below us?
Crashed airship
Just
and the bog.
like no, any of those creatures down there?
Not that you can see.
Well, they're debating. I slide back down the rope.
Good.
Right, okay, so
Back
you
into
slide
the
back
boat,
down the
yeah.
rope and you kind of land.
I'll just hold it like this.
Squelchingly into the water,
Flexing.
right in front of the
The
ship.
ship is that way.
Your passive perception was what again? Sorry.
13.
13. You immediately notice that this ship has been picked clean.
I just want to say, he's on the rope, and I've got the rope. If I have to yank him up again, I didn't deja vu that roll.
Yeah, you notice that the skeletons of Lunalian races can be found. You can see like Ariel elf skeletons, halfling skeletons, Naranian skeletons,
That makes no sense if this is a recent crash.
and everything that is not nailed down or bolted seems to have been completely stripped from the vessel.
And
Wow.
the bones are clean, or there's still
The bones,
like
as
flesh
if
on
they've
them.
been, as if everything upon them has been completely devoured right down to the bone.
So I'm gonna unzip my backpack and I'll pull out a small floating orb. I'm gonna turn it on and I'm just gonna send it down. Yeah, exactly. And it's just gonna go. Right, it's gonna go scan the area that he's looking in, just seeing if there's any hidden compartments in the ship that are kind of not picked dry.
I see. Is there any? So you're looking for hidden compartments.
Yes, or just things in the
A
walls.
couple of things that you will
etc.
tell. This is Lunalian military craft. It's an older model.
Okay.
It does seem like all the crew is accounted for more or less. Based on the information you were given for the briefing, the number of skeletons aligns perfectly with the exact number of crew, except there's one missing. In terms of hidden compartments, you do find a hidden compartment. It has been looted.
So, when did this ship go down?
It was a couple weeks ago.
This is an impossible.
Or sorry,
amount-
like at least a month or two ago.
This is an impossible amount of decay for that time.
This smells like an inside job, unfortunately. The hidden compartments have been taken, and there's only one body that's not accounted for.
And who's that?
Well, you're not going to know. They're all skeletons.
I don't have the
Right.
Yeah,
manifest,
there's no
unfortunately.
Well, clothing,
even if
there's
you had the
nothing, just
manifest,
right
it's
down to the
just
bone.
like you're not going to know which of the people are which, right?
It would be somebody who knows where all of the hidden nooks and crannies of the ship are. So definitely upper management.
Yes, I wonder. I don't know, by race, if we even had that, might give us a clue if we could counted the different types of skeletons.
I mean, if you take the time to properly scan everything, you can figure that out. This was a cursory glance.
I'm totally okay to do that.
Yeah, because Ariels will have like the wing bones.
Yeah, it'd be easy to tell what
Halflings and
what
stuff
type
will
of
be
people they
small.
were. Yes.
I also want to make sure we have the bodies just for burials later.
Mhm.
So
So taking the time, you all kind of take a little bit of downtime. You find that with a cursory, with an in-depth scan of the full thing, I'll just give you some stuff because you're taking the time to do it. I don't think
Yeah.
we need to make any checks for this. One thing that you notice is that the
Nope. Go ahead.
ship appears to be damaged. There are scars showing some sort of magical explosion You can see scorch marks, the telltale sign of magical residue emanating from cracked and fractured sections of the ship. It seems like the engine was damaged in some sort of magical blast, and that's likely what caused it to go down.
So sorry, are you saying that the blast came from the inside of the ship?
The blast came from the ship.
So it wasn't struck by something.
It wasn't an external hit, it was
Yeah.
an internal hit.
Do not touch anything.
You also find that the entire crew is accounted for except for one Naranian. You don't know which of the various Naranians on the
Yes.
manifesto it is, but what's missing is a Naranian.
Okay.
So I'll now come down to the ship and I'll ask them, what have you touched and what haven't you touched?
We've touched the bodies.
All the bodies have been touched, but
When you went to find the hidden compartment, did you touch anything?
oh no, it's just scanned. You see, this little fancy mining drone here has the ability to see through things.
This
It's
is important.
Really fantastic.
Engine, little compartment. No one else I played this character. I've got lots of really cool abilities. So we got the hidden compartment. There's a latch on the compartment.
It's like a smuggler's.
You know what I'm doing.
kind of thing. Oh, I know what you're doing.
So I'm just gonna figure out before I explain to the audience what I'm doing. The engine has explosions.
The engine has been ruptured by some sort of magical explosion, yes.
Piece of the engine left.
Oh yeah, there's the casings, all of anything that was valuable or useful has completely been removed. So it's just the casings left. The
Okay.
Scraps of metal.
I think I can only do this once a day, so I want to make sure I pick the right thing. What I'm going to do is, for those of you at home that don't know what the hell's going on, so you're in on the inside circle of our little clique here. I'm going to use a manipulation called object reading. I can reach into the past and commune with non-fluid, inanimate object that was not living and see the memories of its last owner. You spend 10 minutes with the object I have just touched to learn the information about its recent history, such as who owned the item, how the item came to be at its current location, and what the item saw within 5 minutes of it being lost. Once you use this feature, I must finish a short or long rest before doing it again. So I get one use unless we take a short rest here, which time in this place is probably not wise. So I'm debating, and I'll put this out to the team. I'm debating the latch of the looted hidden compartment might reveal who's looting it from its perspective, and we can see and get some sort of identity, or the engine and see the engine's last moments before it blew up. And find out who sabotaged or how it was sabotaged.
I think if you go for the loot, then at least we know who took it.
Who
Who's
survived.
still alive, exactly.
If you took the engine, it may or may not be connected to what you see.
And because
Or
we're
we'll
a
know
travel
how it
party, we
happened,
would
we
know
don't know
that
why
I
it
can do these powers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is why it's important you didn't touch it, because in the game's terms, if a player's like, oh, I opened the latch and open it, and then I use the object reading on the latch, I will see the player opening that latch, and I'll be like, you son of a, which has happened,
Which has happened
which has happened
multiple
by
times.
accident when I don't get quick enough to realize I should object read.
Why it happened is more important than how it
Okay.
happened.
So party wants to do the latch. Okay.
Yeah.
So I will go to the latch. My irises will spin with cogs of time. Light will burst, and I will reach forward, and like you'll see like this tracer of my hand go back in time as I touch the latch, and the latch kind of like goes back into its position, and everything kind of goes frozen for a second. And you see like shattered glass around me, and I will object read the latch. What do I
Okay.
see? What did the latch see in its last 5 minutes of existence?
You see a
I was half expecting him to be a dick. It opens and hits the wall. And you see the wall. If that's the case,
well, it's
I
funny you
want the
mention that.
inside of the last. No, that's funny.
You see
It's like the wish spell.
you see a bruised, injured, quite badly injured, large-bodied Naranian, kind of limp over, feminine features, kind of hair tied back, wearing some very tattered, burnt and scrapped robes, kind of like wide-eyed, tears pouring down their face, just and doing, tracing what needs to be traced in order to open the latch. and you can see in their arms are just an assortment of other like Grenica crystals, sunfire weaponry, like just
Oh,
all
wow.
the stuff.
Yeah.
And just kind of grabbing and limping off.
Do we see what she pulls out? They pull out.
They pull out a emergency Renica crystal. You also see various treasures, gems, and
So
gold.
just
things like
looting
that.
everything.
Yeah,
And as leaving,
and magical relics by the looks of things, like magic items and stuff like
is
that.
there any malign or like, as in like, I better get this stuff to safety?
She looks, they look distracted, stressed, anxious. I mean, they also look very upset. You can tell their eyes are bloodshot, and you can see like tear streaks running down their face.
Can I
One
insight?
of their legs is definitely not working as well as it's supposed to.
Can I insight to see
Yeah.
if that is a distressor because of guilt or panic?
Sure.
Because they realize that they need to get this stuff out of here because their friends are all dead.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah, yeah.
Could
I'm
be
gonna-
following
I'm
protocol,
looking.
or
I'm
it
looking
could
for
be
like
stealing.
guilt, as in like I shouldn't have done this, but I'm all in now. Versus, so insight 11 plus my insight, which is just straight wisdom. So it's gonna be a 14.
Okay.
I'll ancestral recall that.
Okay.
So I'll add my proficiency to it, so it's an 18.
Okay.
Ancestral recall at once per time per intelligence modifier per long rest. I can expend one of my uses to gain proficiency by going back into one of my past selves who may have been proficient in a skill that I'm not proficient with. So I will just for that one moment I'll become proficient in insight, and I will add 4 to my.
So with an 18, you see that it's a little bit of column A and a little bit of column B. You can see that she does appear to be like kind of under her breath, just like, oh no, oh no, oh no, I didn't mean for this. Like that kind of going
So an
on.
accidental guilt.
But then also, like the need to survive, the need to get out of here, the need to like the worry of they're going to come for me now, like that kind of.
Yeah. So the panes of glass like form into a solid object before fading out, and then I pull back into this like traced position. And for you guys, all you see is me touch the touch the piece, and then I come back out of it and go. And I explained this to you all. They were guilted in some capacity. I don't believe that this was truly intentional, though, or at least the results were not meant to be this catastrophic. That being said, I would bet that this is the Naranians' fault. We
you
must
think-
trace where they have gone.
Do you think she would had a way to get out of here? Like, would she have had some kind of craft, or would she have been on foot?
This vehicle was a military ship, and it didn't really have a lot of like lifeboats and things like that. The only ones you found were it's too inoperable and stripped for parts.
So, whatever has happened, they have gone through the swamp,
Hmm.
perhaps claimed by those things that has taken you.
Is there in this region what is around the region of this swamp?
Not much. So Saludos is kind of off to the side of the Wolves Get Peninsula, and it is where the Wolves Get. So Wolves Get. I think you would have got this from Eke with his previous check. Wolves Get is a society of kind of their own policing. They don't really have like a law and order system. It's if you do something that the community finds abhorrent, you are exiled.
And you
Or
get dumped in the swamp
you
here.
are removed from society and sent to the swamp, which is, as previously stated, so full of horrible, deadly creatures and plants and
Oh, so we're in Australia.
hard to
I get it.
survive.
As we said earlier.
Atlantean plant.
So my reasoning here is like where would the survivors want to go? Which direction are they going? Would they have gone? That's why I'm curious as to what's around it.
So as you begin to look around, give me a perception to kind of look around and see if you can find anything that might.
Nice. 18 plus perception. You got 24.
You notice a raft. And several people on the raft. One with a pole kind of moving the raft forward, and they look very worried, intrigued. Are they kind of like some of them are eyeing the
Our
ship
ship, yeah.
that's currently floating just above the tree line? And what you do notice about all of them is that they are wearing olive green armor, and they are sort of half-drawn, glowing green blades.
Oh, lovely.
How many are there?
Oh
There are 4 of them.
And
So
how far away is it?
They're weaving their way through the water on their raft as they are approaching, and they're keeping an eye out. And then as they come out into the clearing and they see you all in the ruins, you see the swords come fully out, and they don't get into like a hostile immediate hostility, but they more so kind of keep their weapons at the ready and start to slowly approach.
I'm going to put my hand on the XS10. I'm just gonna, start fiddling up with the controls a little bit, and I'd like to ping and see if there's any Rentec in the area.
What's the range on that?
I mean, it's kind of device dependent. I would say this is probably something like not insane, definitely like probably less than a mile. More so to see if there's any on them, whether or not it's worth engaging them, or surrounding area. So,
They're posturing defensively because they don't know who we
like,
are.
do
Is
they
that
have
what it appears
Rentec
as?
on them, or is there Rentec within, like,
Okay, so that's what you're trying to determine. You
Yeah.
can determine that they don't have anything.
Okay.
So do we all see this now?
I assuming you pointed out.
So I kind of turn
'Cause you're all
back to the
kinda- You're all
group,
kind of focused more on what
putting
you're
my finger to my lips and point, kind of not directly at them, but like scanning the area, so my hand draws attention to where the raft is.
Okay.
So now you can see them.
See the Eltharians?
Yep.
Oh no. Eltharians.
Do I know what they are?
It's a good question. Make a history check.
Okay. Let's find out if I know what these things are. That's a resounding no with a 6.
So I,
Surfacers.
so I say them to you, Eltharians.
He just gives you a blank look.
Surfacers. Yes.
They are, depending on the breed, the green-bladed warriors have the ability to disrupt and destroy the mana weave
Shite.
in a way that could explain how this ship went down. That being said, they will not like you, or the dwarf, or me, and will likely kill us on sight if they are of the old guard. A presence I saw grow to destruction of this land, and the reason why Lunalia, your people, stopped conversing with our people. This is not good. We should get him to safety.
But if they're here, doesn't that make them something of outcasts from their own group?
I believe they were created here.
Oh.
This is the origin points. In
Oh,
Wolf's Gate.
there. Wanderers. What business you here in
Say that, of
Sutherland's?
course, an indulgent old
I know,
man.
that's
That's right.
We're here on official Lunalian business. And as you can see, this is Lunalian property. What are you doing in these pleasant...
One of them, as you mentioned that you're from Lunalia, and they look at the airship and they look at the crashed, and they sort of like, and you kind of see like they make like this expression on their face, like, okay, I see. You are here to retrieve
Correct.
which is rightfully yours.
We are the advanced party, just making sure things are in order.
How do you find your allegiance with the governments of Wolfsgate?
They're surfacers.
How do you find your allegiance with the blade of green and the sash of one?
You are but a stone's throw away from the origination of the Eltharian Empire, the town of Eltharia itself.
It's very clear. I have no idea what they're
Yeah,
talking
I'll
about.
be, I'll be sitting up on the ledge of the ship with this completely nonchalant.
The Empire, of course, has abandoned us and left us alone to our devices. And so, we exist here, keeping those who are exiled from Wolfsgate safe and hospitable within this harsh land. The Wolfsgate are not happy about this and are formulating an army just off the side, just a little bit out of Saludos, and are planning to send their forces in here to wipe us out. We're going to ensure that does not happen. But we are experiencing a problem that perhaps serendipitously you can solve for us. If you are here to claim whatever it is came in this ship, can have them.
Sounds good to me.
We can take you back to the town of Iltheria, and there we will direct you to where you can find your ill-gotten goods.
What? So Fox is like, I'm sorry. Your allegiances are not with the old ways of the Eltherian
Our
god.
allegiances are to the people here of Iltheria.
And your thoughts toward the weave.
The weave is something that should be used to improve life and should be controlled carefully. It is something that is
A whole lot of insight
a
going
tool.
on here.
And you'll notice that the one speaking to you says this, and one of the other ones in the back just kind of like,
Not quite believing it.
you can insight if you'd like.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I wouldn't mind inciting. I wouldn't mind inciting the guy who's rolling his eyes.
Okay.
I want to find out if he's just forced to listen or if he's got any plans. 17 plus 7 is 25.
You feel that while the one talking to you is posturing this belief, that the one behind him is maybe thinking that he doesn't agree with his colleagues' views.
Okay. Well, that's so it's genuine, this dissent between the two of them.
It would appear to
And
be
from
so.
there, I will discern that the one who's speaking to us is real if this guy's a real jerk toward him. So we know that these guys, their leader has good intentions. The rest of these guys do not. All right. What do you think?
I think they could put their blades away, don't you?
Well, I have no interest in ground politics, but if you help us, we'll see if we can help you.
Perfect.
You got a hand. in
We
me.
can take you can take a raft. We'll take you back to Iltheria, and from there, we can let you get what you're here for and be on your way.
Perfect.
I think we'll just have our ship hover.
It would likely not be advisable for you to bring the ship with you. The one you seek might get spooked and leave with everything you want.
And they exist where you are.
The wizard indeed remains in Iltheria.
The one
But
we
now that
seek.
you're here, the wizard will no longer remain, and things can get back to how they should be.
Presumably the Noranian.
Presumably the one we seek.
Green skin, wild hair, annoying.
Crying all the time.
Sounds likely.
Why
Wounded?
have you not dispatched of her?
Some of us believe that discourse is still possible. And you'll see what that other guy just be like, "Oh, well, it'd be nice if we could."
So,
And I think, based on their interaction, you can tell that they've probably tried.
Oh, really?
At least that one has,
Mhm.
if nothing else. He looks furious when you say that, as if he's like insulted that you would dare to think he hasn't thought of that.
That's that jackass
Yeah.
that I'm gonna kill later. All right.
I jump up on the raft with him.
Ask dwarf.
so
Would you be willing to sell some of your armaments there? We're severely lacking in such power.
I don't even say anything. Just shake my head.
So I think what I'm gonna have, I think my XS10 is probably going to, I'm gonna turn on, and it's probably gonna go collect the ropes and put them up. So short of being able to fly, you're not gonna be able to get to the ship.
Which, if they can fly, they're probably, I mean, oh well.
At that point, it doesn't matter if we bring the ship up higher or
yeah,
not.
yeah.
And so I will do that. I'll probably also ask it to enact any security protocols. There's nothing advanced on a ship like that, but lock the doors at the very least.
yeah.
Lock the door. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Put the keys under the wheel well. We're
Yeah,
good.
that's right. Put the false cannon up.
Yeah. False cannon.
So is it just gonna stay hovering here, or are you gonna keep it up way up in the air?
Well, it's like
How do we call it?
presumably it's like a 125 feet or above us or whatever.
It's 120 feet up.
Yeah, so I'll also send the drone to bring the ropes back down afterwards.
Okay. All right.
I do wish it was farther. I don't like this swamp. It's got a weird influence.
Yes, it does smell like the surfacers.
So we have to go on the raft.
You can wade through the water if you want, but
No.
the bladed ones are like, you don't want to be in that water.
No.
I'll levitate over the raft.
You can do that.
Yeah, lucky
They
you.
kind of just like they look at you with like a mixture of disgust, but also kind of interest. Just kind of like, that's interesting.
I'll,
Toodaloo. I'll
I'll,
jump on.
I'll go on the raft, yeah, and I'll
That's me landing on it.
just use my staff to like make sure that it's being forwarded properly,
Okay.
keeping my alert.
It is most lucky of you to happen upon us at this time. We believe the armies of Wolfsgate will be amassing soon, possibly even upon the morning, and it would have been an issue if the wizard had remained while we went off to fight them. I'm not sure if there's some sort of fate woven here, but it is good that you have come when you did.
Why do I feel
While
like
this guy's speaking, the one who keeps rolling his eyes,
Mhm.
I use intimidation and just do this while he's speaking, and nobody is.
just
Everybody's
he's
watching him,
adjusting all
so-
6 of
so
his
he
guns?
Yeah.
Hey, he's just like fixing
Yeah.
your
17.
Okay. He looks down at you, looks at all of your guns, looks at the oil and all the various pouches of powder you have. Just kind of as you were.
like that scene in Ninja Turtles when he opens up the jacket and sees the sign.
Yeah. So, I'm going to. We didn't get a name for the head Eltharion, right?
No, you haven't gotten any of their names.
He doesn't have a number or anything on him.
No, they don't have sashes. with
Okay.
numbers.
Well, Mr. Leader, it wouldn't be, unheard of for us to maybe bring some of your more vulnerable to act as witnesses,
You can
as
call
we'll have a
me
trial.
Errol.
Sorry?
You can call me Errol.
Errol. Yes. If you had particular friends that you might want to not be in the battle, that wouldn't mind testifying before the Lunalian court, we would like to maybe take a couple of your
You
friends.
have expressed an interest to, or a disinterest rather, to not be involved in surface politics.
Correct.
We would like to extend to that same disinterest and
Fantastic. Oh, perfect. I don't have to be nice.
We're doing just fine as we are. We don't need any more interference from those who are outside of the exiled.
We are of one mind.
As they lead you through the swamp, foul mists continue to swirl around at the periphery. And you begin to see as the kind of the mists part and the foliage bends away, a cluster of huts and stilt dwellings built on a flat land of peat. The village appears to be built around a hill, so you can see there are in the water, on the water line, there are plenty of wooden stilts and planks and things built around the base of the hill. Then halfway up the hill are what appear to be much nicer houses, much more professionally built. They seem to be expertly sculpted and not as damp and much more comfortable. And you can see like kind of fire smoke coming out of them. And then at the very top of the hill is a tower, overgrown, a little bit ruined, but a tall tower sitting out at the top in the very center of the town. The knights continue to row yourselves in. Do you wish to speak to our commanding officer to get an idea of what you're dealing with, or shall we just get you out of here?
I think that's a good idea.
Should we be nervous of this foreigner in your town?
The wizard is conniving, mostly harmless, as far as we can tell, but has brought great discord to our village. And he gestures to the layout. You can see, originally, those exiled by Wolfsgate were sent into the marshes where they were supposed to die, away from civilization and live a lonely, horrid life. But those exiled soon began to grow together and found this village, Viltharia, where we can live in harmony as a community together. It is a hard life and a hard land, but that forces us to work together, keeps camaraderie strong. When the wizard arrived, began to share their knowledge of the arts of magic with some of our people who were a little more
Oh, layers.
wealthier than some of the others. Ones who had the money would give it to the wizard, and the wizard would instruct them in the ways of magic. And he gestures to the center of the hill where you can see all of those houses. With this skill, they were able to craft a much more enjoyable life, where they don't have to do as much chores, they don't need to interact with the rest of them. They have built themselves up above the rest, no longer believing they need us. We would like it to return to how it is. This is a recipe for failure.
In other words, you wish to share in their wealth.
We wish to bring all to how it should be, camaraderie and peace with one another and surviving together. If the mages that have been taught by this wizard would share their own magic with the people, perhaps we wouldn't have this problem. But those who do not have the money or capabilities to offer something in exchange for lessons are left to squander in the filth of the bottom.
So your answer is to destroy them.
Our answer is to have you remove the wizard and everything they've brought with them. We can take it from there.
I've done this song and dance
So I've
before.
got a 15 on deception for caring. Yes, of course, we'll take care of that.
Right.
Of course,
What
totally
I-
makes sense.
What I want to know is
You
what happened.
you continue to go through as you pass by several small cages, so like poles sticking out of the ground with extending out and cages kind of just dangling, and you see a few people kind of just like crouched and slumped in the cage as they all kind of watch as you
Who are
row by
they?
on your raft. That is the penitence cages. That is where we put people to punish. We are exiles, we are comrades, but that does not mean that we will accept anyone. Some are exiled for crimes that, even among us, would be considered abhorrent, and if they intend to continue exacting such crimes, they will be punished. It was manageable before, we could deal with it, but now we have entire slews of folk who, with the snap of their fingers, can set an entire home ablaze. And he gestures to a small corner where you can see smoke and burnt charcoal remains of houses.
Oh yeah, I
So-
suppose you don't have flame retardant homes.
There's a lot
As
of.
I like kick one of the cages and let it swing back and forth. What a shame.
So it sounds like you used to be in charge, and you're not anymore.
We are in charge.
Oh, sorry.
The military is all
Right.
that keeps these people safe
Mm.
from the creatures that prowl in the
Mhm.
darkness. Surely you've met some of them on your way
Oh,
here.
yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. Right. Right. So you're in charge. That's why never mind, that wizard just kind of like doing their own thing, and
Oh,
you know, having some, wealthier people kind of like doing their own thing with them, and God knows what they're doing. But I'm glad you're in charge.
What is your theory about how the ship crashed? Do you think the Noranian did this purposely?
I think they must have had something to do with it. Based on what you described,
Yes.
maybe it didn't play out the way they planned.
They
Were
will
they
not
supposed
like
to be
this news.
delivering something here?
Now you see,
It was military transport. They were transporting troops who were being relocated to an outpost way on the edge of the boonies.
Yeah, but
To
if
fight
some-
against these Eltherians.
No,
They were just going.
the
They,
airship.
so
The
there's
airship,
probably
the
a,
airship was taking troops to go out to a far outpost of Lunalia to kind of keep an eye out for
Nothing to do with the politics
nothing
of
to
this
do
place.
with
no,
what's going on here.
but,
But-
the politics of this area
Mhm.
probably had a mole on that ship
Mm.
to get something to change the discourse on the politics of this
That's
area.
But
interesting.
what was carried? What was on that ship? What was in that
so
compartment?
yeah. The other thing too is Runtek's very unstable, right? So if you were trying to fiddle with something for your own purposes, and like you say you accidentally bump it, you could cause an explosion. So it's very possible that they were trying to maybe take a piece of the engine because it's valuable, and it blew up. We don't know.
It seems petty. Like, is it so valuable that it would be worth that risk?
If you know what to do with it,
Oh, okay.
you could make, for instance, floaty here.
Oh, see, you know exactly what to do with it.
Yeah. That's why I'm in charge.
Right.
Anyways, yes. I'd rather not waste time and just go straight to the wizard. Quite frankly, I don't really care. But if you all think it's worth it, then it's up to you.
Let's be careful on how we approach the Noranian.
My new friend, while they're while his boss, the captain of the guard there, or whatever his rank is having his little speech, I asked my new friend what of his weaknesses did he of your weaknesses did he exploit when he defeated you?
Sorry, who are you talking to?
The
Exactly?
guy I intimidated.
The guy you
earlier.
intimidated. Yeah. What weaknesses you're wanting to know? Like, how did the wizard get in power?
Well, how did the wizard? He obviously was reacting like they had tried to take him
Oh,
out before, right?
Understood.
Yeah.
That wizard is skilled in the ways of enchantment. For all we know, this entire town is under their control.
That's a good
When
piece of
we
information.
try to attack,
Very good.
the next thing we know, we're on our way back to the fortress without a memory of what happened.
Okay, time for a big brain moment here. Everyone gather around.
Yeah, big
'Kay.
brain moment. I like those.
We have good seminars where we get the best things. 1 second, okay. So I'm just going to think really hard. Could you hold this wooden stick? Yes, and you?
Whisk
and you.
her up,
Okay,
whisk
1
her up.
second. This is really good for concentration. I'm going to cast augury. And I'm going to see whether or not it's a good idea to just go straight to the Noranian.
Can you give me some context on that? Like
Um,
what would be your intention?
So basically, could I just go collect the gear? I don't care if the Noranian wants to stay, right? But I'm here for the tech. If the Noranian wants passage back, cool. I care about the tech right now.
Yep.
Versus should I, maybe not do that and have a more cautious approach?
Yeah, I think you're gonna get a whoa on that.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, if you just go in
Yeah.
basically being like, I'll take this, that's not gonna go well.
Signs are telling me that we should probably be more cautious than I care to be.
Yes.
I wonder,
Thank you for holding those sticks. I'll take
Hey,
them back.
yeah, no problem. Hey, like what you were saying before, how like you could do something really nifty with that stuff. Like so, what if she's got lots of it, and like they got lots of it, and they could do lots of things with it. Like, can they teach people? Like,
Depending on her background, yes. And if that was the case, we would have to kill her.
oh,
Those are trade secrets.
right.
I'm more concerned with the fact this person charmed an entire detachment of soldiers
is also
and
possibly
and
concerned.
sent them on their way without any conflict.
Yeah, Iltherians too. That's no easy. That's no small feat.
If I cared, I'd say let's start and teach the other half, and then we'll watch them go to war. But I don't have a month to spend here, and apparently neither do you. So let's talk to your commanding officer and see what he reckons.
Very well. Let's wait to the barracks. They lead you off to the side where you are brought in to a makeshift wooden fort. You can see, as you're led down through, you're brought to a big war room where they have a huge map of the area, and you can see they have like various figurines matching a Wolfsgate army that are slowly getting kind of surrounding and getting closer.
Oh, I
You can
love
see-
miniatures.
You can see they have little positions that they've marked with like flags and things like that, kind of stuck in. And as you come in, you can see that there are two folks in here, both looking to be quite large and muscular. And the one appears to be the one in charge, a rather well-built human with very slicked back black hair, like basically to the point of it's basically like lightly adorning their skull. And they're very sallow. They're basically it's as if their skin was just kind of wrapped over the skull, and then they just sort of painted on their hair. Like it is a very slick back kind of look. High cheekbones, though, not like super gaunt in
Yeah.
here, but definitely kind of like the 1980s Sherlock Holmes kind of look. But and he turns, "Who are these that you brought to me then?" So they're apparently from the same place as Gauche, and they want to bring them back to their land. Ah, friends.
Hello, handsome. Yes, we're here to collect what's ours.
Very good. Would it be untoward of me to request that once you have extricated the mage from their tower that they hide in, that I can be involved in the execution?
Nobody said that we were
That
executed.
depends on how they receive
They
it.
have committed crimes against all. My own mind has been tampered with.
Yes. And you have never committed a crime in your lifetime, have you?
We are all exiles here, but even we have rules.
We don't care about surface crimes.
Using your magic to go into someone else's mind, root around who they are, and mess with them on a fundamental level of personality is what I would call an unforgivable crime.
And murdering someone for simply possessing the ability to manipulate the weave is not unforgivable.
We do agree there. Those with magic are just far more likely to use it in an abusive manner.
Subjective. Fox just stares up at him, unwavering, with decades of knowledge and dealing with these jerks. So he just stares him down.
Do you know each other? I'm sensing a history of sorts here that I don't understand.
It's a long story, which you can watch on Six Sides of Gaming.
The weave breakers are a necessary thing on this world. We have the power to keep places safe from unnatural things like this swamp, where the magic coursing through every leaf seeks to kill those who wander through it.
Oh,
We keep the people here protected. And we can't have someone like Gauche coming in here and mucking it all about,
well,
giving magic to those who care not who they harm in the process of improving their own lives.
hold on a second. You said you have the power to stop this kind of like weirdness from happening. Well, why aren't you doing that then?
There are limitations to the Weave Breaker's power. We must be aware of spells being cast, and for all we can tell, this Gauche merely has to look at us, and things happen.
Oh, you can dispel magic. Oh, that's cool.
So this Gauche, like the weirdness that's been happening is picked up since Gauche has been here?
Since Gauche has arrived, our humble village has been drafted into two castes, those with magic and those without. Those with magic have been going around on murder, robberies, arson, and all manner of horrible crimes against the village. Those without are unable to deal with it, and the best we can do is execute these criminals as they happen.
The politics are thick here.
So does Gauche is in that tower,
Yes.
you say?
Hiding away from us. They know if they were to ever set foot outside, they would not last longer than a second.
And you can't get in the tower?
The tower is warded, and also... a little bit of blood comes out of his nostril. We can't go near it.
Oh.
Oh, wow.
Oh, interesting. 1 second. I'm gonna cast Detect Magic and look for some kind of enchantment spell on him.
Gesh.
So
Ah.
you know that?
Yes, that
What
was
is Gesh?
Gesh is a spell that commands you to do something at very high level. I believe it's the 7th level spell.
No, I meant in character.
Oh, yeah.
You're speaking meta. I
Yes.
don't understand.
No, sorry. Yes, I'm actually very familiar with this spell. For reasons that we're not going to talk about. Yes, I see they are under a very high interrogation spell of sorts. Quite fun.
Interrogation spell,
Yes, quite fun, though I cannot do it personally. Well, I suppose I could try. Let's try Dispel Magic.
Keep your filthy magic away from
You don't want me to take away the other magic?
You will not cast a single spell in this room.
Okay. Well, that's your loss then. Although, very intriguing.
If Gauche is slain, I no longer have to worry about this.
So what you're saying is you cannot offer help, but you wish for me to succeed.
From the sounds of it, you also need to deal with your own problem that your country has caused here.
Correct.
I am willing to assist you in this
Fantastic.
because it will benefit us as well. If you remove Gauche from this place, it does not matter. But I would highly recommend deadly force.
There's nobody here that's immune to enchantments. Per se.
No.
Not
In fact,
I suppose I'm the
things that
only one
affect
with
my
counters to that.
intellect are kind of a PTSD of mine.
Ah, well, we're right. Fucked then. Okay. Yeah.
I mean, a bullet goes through.
Chant this.
Yeah, yeah. Enchant this. Ding, 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 ding.
Well,
so they're not going to let us dispel what's on them, and
They
we're gonna have
To be fair, they don't trust you.
yeah,
so
and,
then,
and we got to figure out what we're gonna have to do to break the ward. On
so
the
I have
keep.
2 questions then. Do we want to pretend to be surface dwellers like yourselves and try and buy lessons, or because actually I would be quite interested in learning that spell. Secondly, we could do a show of force, bring the ship by, and pretend there's more of us. I think the first one's better, but also I'm open to other options.
Perhaps we could maybe some combination. Maybe we could find our own way in. I mean, we just need a way in, right? And we could be stealthy. We're small. I hardly notice you.
I think you could find a way in. I will reach up, pat him on the shoulder, and cast invisibility on him.
And I can help you be more stealthy too.
Oh, I'm quite.
How
stealthy.
far from the tower are we?
It's a short jog.
Oh,
run
actually,
up the hill.
do I get past without trace?
So maybe one of us asks for tutelage in magic, and the rest of us sneak in while that's going on.
Yeah, I can cast pass without trace.
I'm probably too obviously from the top, and I know literally nothing about.
Let's put on fake.
Do we
beard.
want to sneak in together? Because I can pass without trace
Yeah.
us instead of invisibility. Then.
Well, you don't. Invisibility won't last long enough.
Either or.
Pass without trace is good.
So little fragments of time will kind of like distort our image, and we will just become phased in and out of temporal space, which is my description for pass without
Sure.
trace.
Yeah, yeah.
Perhaps
Pass without temporal trace.
Perhaps then we ask one of their non-mind controlled men to go ask for lessons, and we give them a little bit of gold, which we of course will collect as we take everything.
Well, you won't be able to send.
No, but one of
Why
their
don't we, why don't we,
associates.
why
Yeah,
don't we
you could-
sneak
yeah.
in and see
Yeah.
what happens?
I would like our big spellcaster to be distracted. That's why. If they are able to do high interrogation things, then I assume they'll be able to detect other things as well.
A halfling is most likely,
They all come from Lunalia.
so that would be very obvious.
Yes,
Shallow skin would be good,
that's right.
or a fox.
That's right.
All right, then. If I cast pass without trace on them, and then can I go and be the
Yeah,
person
you
who's
do that.
all right? I will be the guinea pig because I also have to depart shortly. So
Yes.
if it doesn't work out for me, we know what happens. So Eke will, I'll go and look for. I'll get the lessons and distract while you all sneak in. So you guys get pass without trace. You get +10 to your stealth rolls, and then I will scurry off and act like I've just been
Okay.
exiled here.
Approaching the tower, it honestly appears unoccupied, with nature beginning to claim the base of its construction.
Mhm.
There is a knocker on the door.
I use it.
Reverberates and echoes within the walls, and a discolored bird flutters down and perches on a rod overhanging the door. Its feathers kind of patchy and weird colors. Some of the little strands of the feathers are kind of oozing slime a little bit, and one of its talons is slightly larger than the other, quite noticeably, and the scales running up it are kind of prismatic and changed in their color. Who is it? As it kind of cocks its head.
I'm
inquisitively
called
examines
Eke. Who are you?
it. Familiar. What do you want?
Entrance into this tower to further study my mana manipulations.
You wish to learn the art, to study under Master Gauche.
It sounds like that is the option for me, other than dealing with the green blades.
You have money?
Yes?
Do you have money?
I mean, I can get money.
That
I
doesn't
have
work.
money. I have
Yeah, that's true.
550. I have 550 gold.
I'm good
on
for
me.
it. I'm good for
I'm
it. You know?
good. I got some dough. I'm loaded.
Very well. You hear about 7 or 8 different types of locks all undo on the door, as well
Panicking,
as
it
several runes
Impressive.
all down the door, and it creaks open about an inch, and you hear a voice, get in, 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 come on, come on, come on, come on. Hurry, they're gonna get in here and kill us.
I can't get in with an inch.
Just open you can just open the door.
Oh yeah. So okay. So yeah, I'll open the door and get in.
As you step into the room, are the rest of you trying to like?
I am going to I'm going to focus my mind, and I'm going to use the second tier principle vector cloaking, and focus on this principle. And I'll just read you the description, what it does. You subtly lighten the weight of yourself and your allies. You gain advantage on dexterity stealth checks. As an action, you can focus on this principle a second time to extend it to affect a number of creatures equal to your proficiency bonus within your influence range.
So not only do you all have a +10 on your stealth, you also now have an advantage.
So I know I want to sneak them in.
What
so
time
I saw.
of day is it?
It is, I'd say, about mid-afternoon.
Okay. I see that happening. Whoever's in the door there, they want to close that door real quick.
That's right.
So I'll just kind of like with my hand behind me, just be like, give me a second, I'll get you in. Don't worry. And I'll step into the door.
Okay.
What do I see?
You see swirling clouds in a majestic sky of crystalline blue expanding out in all directions. The floor beneath you is sort of like a raised pillar cascading up through the clouds, filled with Lunalian sort of technological arcane presentations all around. As if you're in a dome at the top of a tower, a skyscraper that crests above the ley lines themselves.
It's like National Lampoon's level shit. I walk into a tower and I'm in like
sweeping designs and clouds, bright sunlight shining down, and the floor surrounded in books and mechanical things, crystals. It's like you've walked into a skyscraper tower that belongs to a hoarder.
so lots of places for people to hide.
As there's like little pathways kind of made out of just the stuff that's everywhere. You see like ship parts, crystals, books everywhere, coins, gemstones. And you also see that some of the clouds kind of turn dark and thunderous and boom and fire explodes out of them. And as that happens, sitting atop a chair made out of books, you see a Iranian, feminine-like features, hair pulled back, rather
Gauche.
large, very
It's
nice.
the main gauche.
Very nice robes. And they kind of just turn their heads and whoops, and with a little twist, that cloud kind of goes back to normal. And another one on the other side explodes into lightning. It's just, and then that one goes normal, which then causes the sun to flicker green. And then they have to look up, and then the sun turns back to normal color.
So this is all physiologically not possible.
Yeah, and you see one of their eyebrows turns into feathers, that flies away and then grows back.
So while this is distracting, the bird is flying toward.
The bird just flies back up to the top of the tower.
Just watches.
No, it flies back up to the top.
Okay. See, and what happens to the door?
The door is still open as you're kind of standing in it.
Well, he's
Come in, come in.
he's standing there in amazement. I'm just gonna hide in shadows and sneak through the door.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say I'll step in, but I want to see if that door's gonna close.
So as you step in, they kind of raise their hand and begin to gesture as the door begins to close.
So you guys gonna try to sneak in?
Oh, wait,
Yeah,
I'm gonna
absolutely.
flank him.
You do have advantage on this if the psionics are.
Well, that's good. I got 29.
Okay. You are a rogue. That is kind of your jam.
26.
29.
Okay.
I don't know if they're in though.
No. You all just kind of follow in quickly behind, try to stick with Eke, and you immediately dive for a stack of books and crystals on the side so that it can't be seen. And you also, like, it feels like you are on top of a skyscraper with just nothing but void down the side of you, down into the nothingness of sky.
Sorry, it
Oh,
feels
that
like
plus
that?
10 was in addition to our.
Yes, right.
No, then I had 38.
No. Okay.
You are invisible. You guys all in properly? What'd
Yes,
you get?
they've all gone in as the door
Yeah,
closes
26.
and there's a chains, locks, mechanisms, runes.
Suspend.
Okay.
I'm gonna target them.
Okay.
Are you in? So suspend, for those you know, it's I freeze a moment in time, and I can select my targets. I'm selecting you. And in that moment of time, we get 1 minute of real-time speech that is considered mental only, so we can't do any actions other than just conversation. And it's only the targets that I select. So from Ghosh's perspective, it's nothing more than a blink of my eyes, but to us, we'll have 1 minute of conversation, starting now.
Start.
Are you in?
I'm in.
Oh yes, for sure. Does she have any Ren tech on her?
I don't know what that is.
Do you
but
see weird technology?
where's the dwarf?
You see me wink at you as I disappear into the shadows
He's in
with
front
my
of me.
super stealth roll.
Yeah.
He is a superhero in his mind.
So are you, technically.
Just be prepared. I will try and diffuse this situation with knowledge. I'll break suspend. And so I'll be like, you are Ghosh.
Yes. You're here to learn, are you?
I am a purveyor.
Personally, I would prefer if you just refer to me as Master. I'm a fan of that name. It's a little embarrassing.
Fair enough. Tell me.
I mean, I'm at least 7 names old, and yet, well, there you are.
Yes, Naranians. Apologies. Why are you here?
Oh, well, I sort of found myself here, and I understand this is a place for exiles, and that's sort of what I am. So I found kinship here, and I have made many friends, and have started a wonderful new life away from the troubles of my past. But, well, you probably met those weave breakers out there. They're really the only downside, because I can't leave this place, or they'll kill me. And thunder booms overhead. Oh. And as they close their hands together,
Okay,
the
what
clouds
is this?
disperse.
Can I make a check?
Yeah,
to
you can
see
make Arcana.
what this is? Oh, those 20s are coming back to haunt me now. 8. I rolled a 1.
Probably an illusion.
Oh, okay. So. Well then.
You don't feel like you've teleported, at least.
That's fine. That's fine.
Am I close enough to be within earshot of this?
Yes.
Yeah.
While he's thinking, can I just ask what the what are the objects that are around in this area?
You're seeing Rentec. You're seeing crystals. You're seeing jewelry. You're seeing coins. You're seeing books. This looks like an entire Lunalian military ship's cargo hold and several military personnel's personal goods.
So it's all our stuff that we're looking
This is
for.
everything you're looking for.
What is the most important looking thing in this area? If I'm just like paying attention and looking.
I mean, everything's everywhere,
Yeah.
and there's just piles of it
Mm.
all over the place, so it's very difficult for you to tell specifically what is and isn't there, but there are some Sunfire armaments. There are a couple similar like probe-like devices like what they have, and you can also see some sort of suits, like exosuits that would allow you to traverse
Is there
in
anything
the sky.
anything that is near to Gauche that looks like it's within hand's reach of Gauche that looks like it might be, you know,
Books mostly,
any book in
a
particular?
couple and a couple of Renica crystals.
Do any of them stand out? Look like extraordinary compared to the others?
They look like magical arcane books, like books on different spells and things like that.
What if I could help you get out?
Oh, I don't really need to get out. I just need all those weed breakers to be gone.
Well, how did you get here?
Oh, I was in a ship.
More details, please.
Well, it crashed, and I found myself kind of wandering the swamp and found this place. It's for exiles, and since it's
Thinking about what just happened, the crash, right? They're thinking, okay, now I'm going to use power. So this might go wrong if the saving throw goes good. Cogs of time through my eyes spin, and in a brief moment, I'm going to reach into the past of,
Did they make a wisdom save on this?
and
one?
I'm going to use Temporal Secrets, which is one of Eke's favorites. I opened it right to the page. This is a fate. Temporal Secrets. A Chronomancer, 5th level prerequisite. As an action, I focus my mind on any one creature I see within 30 feet. I pass through the border ethereal into the veil and witness an event in time related to the creature's surface thoughts, which I just elated.
Yep.
The target must make a wisdom saving throw. If they succeed, they know that I am probing the mind, but if they don't, then they're unaware. Once I've used this feature, so basically I am trying to go back in time and see when the Naranian is talking about the ship crash, I want to see the moments I want to see from back in time the moments of what happened.
All right, so the wisdom save I got was a 14.
Oh, and it's based on my spell save, so 17, so failed. So
Oh.
she's unaware that I'm
Yes.
reading time.
You see, from Ghosh's perspective, kind of sitting in a guest room on an airship, kind of rocking back and forth and fidgeting a little bit, out of excitement, you feel happy. You feel accomplished.
Well, I don't feel them. I just see.
Well, I'm just
I see
saying.
her.
These,
Yeah.
this is kind of this is what you're getting
She's
from
like,
what you're looking at. Yeah,
okay,
it is.
she's satisfied with
They
herself.
look satisfied. Kind of like pop up and then go for a bit of a walk along the deck, and then voices echo out, and they kind of stop and listen, and you hear, "Yeah, sorry to tell you this, but we're basically going to the what's colloquially known in Lunalia as the prison camp. It's where they send all the military's undesirables and basically just forget that they exist. It's not the promotion you were thinking." And you can hear another guard kind of going, "Oh, man, oh, is that why they're sending that bloody annoying sorceress? Yeah, probably better we don't mention that to them." And then you see that emotion completely change on the face of the Noranian, and then turn to kind of panic and racking of mind, kind of okay, reaching around and kind of tracing a few sigils, very, very, very subtly, just like imperceptibly almost. No vocalization, no manipulation, just more of like intent being drawn, and mana surging through, only for their eyes to go wide as the two soldiers kind of, and a fireball explodes directly beneath them, scourging through the rest, causing a chain reaction as the whole ship begins careening, lilting, and then it goes black.
Oh, Eke will just say. And when it crashed, you made your way here.
Yes, I was able to find this tower, which I guess had been here since before the village was founded, and they hadn't really been making much use of it, so I determined I would make use of it, and began to share my knowledge with the people here, and I've become a bit of a... I've made a name for myself, as it is. It's quite nice.
Well, I'm willing to learn. But I think you must deal with the Eltherian threat out there, the Weave Breakers.
Yes, well, they're going to be leaving in the morning to go after the Wolves Get people that are coming for us, and as long as that happens, we'll be fine. The real issue is that I'm really worried they're just going to start killing my adepts, my followers, and then I'm not going to be able to do what I need to do to keep them out. So if you want to learn from me, you're going to need to make sure that they stop killing my people. Just do that for the night, and I won't even charge you.
I see.
And then once they leave off to go fight those Wolves Get soldiers, they won't be returning, and we can finally have peace here.
I wish I kept Suspend open. Now's a good time to have a conversation about what we should do. I can't make decisions without you.
Oh, also, just to make sure, you're another exile, you're a recent arrival, I understand? We don't get many of your folk here.
So you want me to play Eke like I play Eke? Okay. No, I'm actually here to try and bring you back to Lunalia. I am a temporal mystic, and my name is Eke. But I do not intend to be hostile, and I highly recommend you don't do it either.
Well, they're
That's
talking.
unfortunate, but I'm afraid I just can't take the wisdom save.
I have alert.
It's fine.
Okay.
Can I? Is there like there's things to hide behind? Like if I go
Lots.
stealth,
You can continue to slowly move
Yeah.
closer and closer if you want.
I want to
yes.
be closer and I want to get behind her. I'm looking at those books and those rennet crystals. I want to be within arm's reach of those.
Sounds good. I think you can do that with all the stealth bonuses you
Yeah.
guys have.
Yeah, yeah. Actually,
So you're beginning to move up. Are you doing something similar as well?
I'm
or-
watching what's going on.
Okay.
As soon as I see hostile
So I
action.
understand there's run tech.
Yes, there is.
I am making my way towards either a companion or an exosuit, whatever's closest. The plan is to just be in an area where if things go wrong, my squishy self has something to jump into.
All right. I rolled a total of a 9 on the wisdom save.
Okay. You feel your mind becoming invaded as tendrils of mana worm around through your brain and begin to rewrite neurons and inscribe things into your mind. You cannot you are effectively charmed,
Mm-hmm.
and
Good timing.
and yeah.
So she's doing this with her mind?
subtle spell.
No.
Did
Well,
she
okay. No,
point
but
at him or something?
Nope,
Or
it's imperceptible.
yeah.
Wow. So we don't even know that this is happening. Like,
right.
we can't tell the difference.
But
We
I mean,
were
but
hinted
I
at it,
but
but
she's
yeah.
in my mind. Like I can talk to her briefly in the mind while
Sure,
she's doing this.
yes.
Yeah, I'm just gonna replay her fireball, letting her know that I know. And that
reason you can never leave.
and I'm also gonna let her know that that information is in the minds of others that she's unaware of. I'm gonna let her know that it's too late. Like
dear.
what I know, everyone knows,
That's not good.
and that killing me is bad.
I don't want to kill you. I'm a pacifist.
Okay, well, that's what he says. He says he's here to help, actually, but that's it.
Okay.
And I let it through because obviously.
Okay. You have been geshed.
Oh, sick. Cool. So I can't do anything bad to her.
Correct.
So Eke will literally go and sit on a pile of books and just watch the rest of this play out. And I have to go.
Yeah, you
so
have to go.
I'm going to go. So
yes.
thank you guys for watching. I'm going to go. These guys are going to keep playing the game out. Unfortunately, I mistimed myself, and I must go be a father. So I must leave, but I will leave from that. Okay, thank you guys. I'm going to unplug it.
So it just goes and sits.
Eke kind of just. Yeah, Eke moves a little bit, and then. Very well.
I know I'm getting.
And goes. Yeah. You know, the gesh just means that you cannot do anything that would be hostile towards her anymore. Like, you
Okay.
can't do anything that would cause her.
I can still
to-
talk though.
That's right.
Okay, so then I will then just briefly jump. When I do jump on the books and stuff, and I'll be like, I know she's enchanted me.
I think you probably are aware. Yeah.
So I would say, I appreciate your ability to pacify me to harm you. I will say, however,
The life is so much easier when everyone's a pacifist.
it is an invasion of doing so, and I had no
No, I
intention
don't
to
think
harm
so.
you.
I have the power to do so, and so I do. It makes it so that everyone doesn't. Violence is removed when you just stop people from being violent.
I shoot
Now-
her twice.
Okay.
Okay, watch it.
Here I am thinking, how are we going to craftily?
Oh. Look at those
You
die
can't have
rolls.
violence
I am
if you
actually going to
prevent people
invoke
from
my
being-
special power here because
Oh.
I just fumbled and rolled a 2.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I do have advantage. So I
This
rolled
is
a 2.
surprise attack. This
I,
is-
ro-
yeah,
I
you
rolled
have
I rolled a
advantage.
2 on the first one. The second one is 18.
That's slightly better.
And I'm going to use my fail forward on the first one. On the first miss, because I know the first one
Sure.
was a miss. Yeah. Okay, so I roll a d8 with this. So it's a 8. You gain 1d8 temporary hit points. That's nice. I get 1 hit point back that I lost before. Okay, so 18 was my to hit roll on the 1. So
An 18 will hit.
Yep.
Yes.
So it's D12 plus 3d6. So 8, 13, 18, 24, 27.
Okay, and that's with your first shot. Your second shot, you said missed, right?
Yes.
And so with your fail forward, then.
I got a D8 hit points and I got 1.
Oh, okay. So when you miss, how does that translate into you getting a little bit more temperature? Like, what do you do? What happens to further your own kind of hardiness? Is it just like anger?
Obviously, there's things in the
Yeah.
room from the warship, so I would assume I'm stumbling forward out of the shadows or behind a curtain or whatever in there, and into maybe like I don't want to say a healing potion, but into something that would give me some sort
you
of
accidentally trip and fall into something that grants you temp HP.
yeah, and roll out of it and shoot her.
Yeah, and then roll and go. Wait a minute, I
Yeah.
meant to do that. So she cries as the bullet pierces through. No violence. And we're gonna roll in it. We're gonna roll.
Okay. We're both still hidden, yeah?
Yes, you are.
Okay. Good,
God,
'cause that's
12.
a 2.
14.
14.
Yeah, lovely.
So what's the total there?
5.
Oh, 5. Okay. And what did you get?
12.
12. Okay. They are going to go first. Mana spread out. You're the only one that they know exists.
Mhm.
So it goes directly to you. I'll need you to make a wisdom save.
It's a 14 plus 0, so 14.
14. Okay. You feel weaves of mana circle around your body and attempt to constrain and paralyze you, but you just kind of like
Ward it
you
off.
fight back with your own mind and are able to resist the hold person.
Yep.
But that'll take us to Tinball.
Right.
And once again cries out, "No!"
Mm, I'm. I don't know if I'm confused or if I'm just not familiar enough. I think there's a principle that disrupts like casting magic.
It disrupts concentration. So
Disrupt-
if they have to make a concentration save,
Oh, thank
you
you.
can try to disrupt that. They haven't had to do that yet.
You're right. Okay. I think then I am hidden. I'm right there. I think I'm just gonna do a straight like attack.
Yeah, sure, go for it.
Uh,
You can share it with the class.
Yeah, I was just waiting for the break catch.
yeah, I'm going
Level
to.
6.
Thanks, buddy.
Oh, sweet. I'm going to attack with hand axe. Oh, that's a nat 20.
Let's go, team. This is the best Munchkin squad ever.
And I have to say this is dispel dice.
Mhm.
Okay.
What is that, like the 6th one now?
Yeah. Okay. So that's a 5 plus 4, so 9 points regular damage, and then do I just double the 5, or do I roll that again?
Yeah, you can just roll again, yeah.
That's a 3.
Okay, then just add 3 onto that.
So 12.
Yep.
And I will.
No!
And I'll actually make a second attack.
Sure. Don't tell me. Come
As
on.
my witness.
Yeah.
Wow.
Back to back.
Dispel dice, everybody!
I'm the only one who hasn't rolled
Yeah.
one yet, and I don't have dispel
That's
dice.
impressive.
That's what it's telling me.
That's 5 we've rolled.
That's
Alright.
ridiculous.
Okay, that's 2 plus 4 is 6. And another 3 for 9.
How bad she looking?
Near death.
Wow.
I mean, 2 crits will do that. Plus, this guy's a rogue who just did a sneak attack. Like
true.
gun. Yeah, so just, no! Yeah. And his tears begin to stream down as she collapses and falls down the books a little bit. No! I've tried so hard! That will take us to you, Bladebeard, once again.
I slap her head off the ground. She looks bad, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I just grab her and like attempting to knock her out. It's like boom,
I see. Non-lethal. Got
face
it.
first. So 14 physical attacks, my strength. I'm actually -1, so I got a 13. Oh no, I'm 8. So I'm just no, it's 14 straight up.
A 14 will not get through the mage armor, unfortunately. So there's a...
That's a fail, right?
That is.
I'm gonna fail it forward.
Okay.
7. You have an advantage on your next saving throw until the start of the next turn. That is good.
That is pretty
So,
good.
As I go to slam her face into the ground, one of her tomes opens up, and I become knowledgeable.
Very nice. That will take us to Oswald. So he was going. You kind of, I think, saw Bladebeard kind of go for the knockout and
Yeah.
didn't quite work. Magic got in the way. What are you looking to do?
Well, here's what's going to be fun about this is the first thing I would like to do is send my probe to go attack. Because I don't need to reveal my location. And I mean, why not? It's a beautiful piece of machinery. And so it's going to head over. She is prone, though, so it's going to
That's
be
right.
disadvantage.
Yeah, I am going to allow you to have knocked her prone, essentially. So
Which means that I think that's like a 6 to hit. That was really low. Yeah. So that's good.
Mage armor.
Yeah. Exactly.
Flex that.
I'm going to bonus action. My brain is going to start to accelerate on the inside. Big brain meme and activate my psionics. So now I also
Galaxy brain.
do everything without proving that I can do magic. I just think it and it happens. And I'm going to cast Bless. Just in case things go awry. You guys have that D4 to add to yourselves.
Sweet.
And I'm going to head over to that nice, beautiful exosuit. Start putting my hands in there. That'll be my turn.
All right. Which brings us back to them. Stop. Wisdom save
I get advantage
for anyone
on
who's
this,
visible.
right?
You do.
Yeah.
I'm
So,
behind her. Does she see me?
Plus a D4, right?
You attacked them, right?
Yeah.
They know you're there because
All right.
axe. So.
Plus a D4 we get as well.
That's right. Plus a D4 from the bless. You're gonna
This
need
is
to do this as well.
this is where I
Okay.
need the nat 20. Whoops.
16.
16.
I rolled a 20, but it wasn't in the thing. It popped out. So, I'm feeling lucky. What kind of save is this?
Is a wisdom save.
Oh, wisdom save. That's great for me. Okay, cool. That is that's a 20. Not natural.
Okay.
That'll be 15, unless you want me to re-roll this in here.
No, that's enough. That's fine. That'll be enough.
Okay. Cool.
So
Same feeling as the
same
first
feeling
time.
of paralysis tries to wash over all three of you, but unfortunately, blood pouring from their nose and like one of their eyes is all swollen out. Just you're no better than Iltharians. Tinval?
Is she wearing any jewelry?
Not really.
No. Okay.
Just like maybe like a couple some earrings, maybe like a ring or two, a nice necklace, but like not like it's not like a lord would adorn themselves in
Right.
jewelry, right?
Yeah. Okay. I'm just playing with an idea here.
Okay.
I have a second tier principle called unmoving object.
Oh. Okay. Yes.
Yeah. So and she's near me. So I'll just read the description so you can follow along. You touch one object that weighs no more than 5 pounds and cause it to become telekinetically fixed in place as long as it remains within your influence range. If the object is fixed in the air, it can hold up to a number of pounds equal to 10 times your proficiency bonus. More weight causes you to lose focus on the principle. A creature touching the object can use an action to make an athletics or strength check against your principle save. On a successful check, it can move the object up to 10 feet, and you must succeed on a DC 10 Constitution check
Yeah,
or lose
So
focus.
you could choose like necklace or something like that, and then try to like keep them.
That's kind of what I'm
Yeah, go for it.
thinking. Yeah. So I will. I'll touch your. I'll touch your necklace.
Very good.
I like that.
Blade, you want to go for the headbang again?
She's pinned down to the ground now.
That's right.
As sense. Yeah, I'm gonna try to knock her out. Execution style is not gonna. It's just straight 17 because I'm using physical.
That'll
attack,
do
right?
it. Yeah. So, and minimum 1 damage. So
Yeah.
that takes her out.
So she's just out?
Unconscious.
Yeah, I will end with the exosuit just after.
all of
You're
the,
under it!
so
Ah.
all of the sky, the sun, everything just, and you're just in a ruined kind of nature overgrowth like tower,
Oh wow.
filled with all the stuff,
Yeah.
Someone,
and a huge ritual circle inscribed on the floor.
someone slap the dog and see if he's out of it.
Yeah, exosuit are. It probably
Yeah,
doesn't
they're
work.
out.
Yeah.
Does Tommy's character seem to be?
Eke is still kind of like, well done. I still can't act against what she desires.
Okay, so it hasn't broken the.
Yeah, that
She's
won't
still
happen
alive.
unless that gets taken away or she dies.
There's a giant ward on the floor. essentially.
A ritual circle.
Ritual circle.
I would like to make an Arcana
Sure.
check to try and find out what's going on there. That is. Okay, that would be a 17.
So this looks like a ritual circle designed to create a large barrier. It would effectively require several mages all trained in how to do this specific ritual, and when activated, it would basically create a perma barrier that would have to be maintained around a fixed location, which would be probably the village, that nothing could get in or out, so long like nothing living could go in or out of it without being designated as something that can travel through it.
Interesting.
You share that with us?
Yeah, so I'll share that with you and say, this is why they were not going to be coming back when they went away to war. This here ritual circle could have kept everyone out of the village.
Now, presumably, the Rennick blades might have been able to do some damage to that, but the main point is that they have just gone to war. They would come back probably broken, tired, rather messed up, and then or they can't get in or whatever. Like they just wouldn't have the strength to go any further.
So it's not in effect yet. It doesn't have any.
That's correct.
It looks like it requires a significant number of ritualists involved.
Okay.
So, surface dweller, I don't care about this. Do you want us to destroy the circle or let it be?
Destroy the circle.
Okay.
I
I drill a little bit.
So describe what happens there. then.
So what's great about this exosuit is you watch as the 3-foot me is now standing like 5 feet tall in the middle, right? It's got extensions on the arms and legs, and you watch as it like the hand turns into a drill and just goes through parts of the floor. It also can allow me to fly, which is great. It is like a Iron Human style-ish exosuit. It's pretty cool. Yeah, so we'll chop that up, and then I will kind of, with the suit, kind of look around at all the other Rentec and start just assembling.
Yeah,
that.
there's a lot here.
Yeah.
Should we be binding her and maybe covering her eyes with a blindfold?
Probably.
kind of
Yeah, and
idea.
gag her as well.
Gag her.
Yes.
And I'm gonna take her jewelry.
Okay.
Just 'cause I
Probably
think
wear stuff in the ears
I
too.
the accessorize.
Nice.
All right. So yeah, you just kind of begin the process. Are you gonna hang out in the tower while you do that, or you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So time passes,
Mm-hmm.
and eventually you get everything in a nice, organized pile. You've got everything ready to go. We're gonna say that maybe you're gonna spend maybe like an hour, 2 hours doing
That
this.
sounds about
Yeah,
right.
Okay. Gauche is still out,
Good. So
but obviously bound and.
personally, I'd rather kill her because I could bring her back later. I don't particularly want her waking up on the ship unless there's something we need to know right now. It's just easier transport that way. What do we say, friends?
I don't know. I mean, I don't really have anything against her.
Yeah, but she'll come back. It'll be like a long nap.
She was very nasty. She might be in a bad mood.
Give her to the locals.
You want to give her to the locals?
It's not our-
Okay.
it's not our politics.
That sounds good to me. And she died in the battle.
Perhaps, yes. Yes, maybe she just died in the battle. Yes. Right.
I make a couple notes on the
The
my
report
personal
log.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm sure
But-
that's what we all saw.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and maybe not all of the Rentec was recovered. Who knows?
I'm sure it wasn't.
Okay. Yeah. So we'll pick the place apart, grab some of that gold that it definitely is evidence. Grab any materials that you think are relevant, and we'll bring this one over to the big spooky Eltherians, I believe. they're
Yeah,
called.
like these granite crystals and some of these books Eke might be
Absolutely. Yeah, of
interested
course.
in. Yeah.
Overly interested. Yeah. So we'll open up our bags of holding. and
Yeah,
well, we'll take the lot.
We'll take the lot.
That's right.
Well, maybe not put the Rennick in there.
Yeah.
No, you throw everything you need
Yeah.
in there, and yeah.
Yes.
So what is the plan then with?
So yeah.
Once you've loaded everything up and you've got it all itemized.
Yes, I will keep the suit on and put in attachments for drones, but I think we'll have you carry, or rather, I can carry
You
our
can carry.
unconscious
You're
friend.
in the thing
Yeah,
there.
and we'll send you ahead maybe to let them know that we're dropping them off.
Yeah, we'll drop her.
Alright.
Yeah.
Return her to the.
Yeah.
So you're
Captain
gonna
of the
head
guard
down
there.
to go let them know what's going on.
What about the ones that were working with her? Do you think they might be loyal, or like they would?
Probably,
They did
but-
pay. So what if they interfere somehow? Once
I've I've been waiting for a chance to use the suit, to be honest. But
Everyone around here seems to be intimidated easily, so
but
we
I,
just defeated her.
I think without such
True.
a high sorceress,
It's so true.
things will go back to the way they should. The sky not messing with the ground so much.
And Bladebeard here is right. We're more scary than her.
That's correct. We are super scary as
Well-
the mask. Yeah, so I think we'll just head over.
Are you carrying?
Yeah.
Okay. So yes, I will say did you run ahead or are you staying with them?
I walk ahead of them like very.
You walk ahead, and you pass down past the middle area where you can see people just kind of like reading a book and doing this as their washing does itself, and other people who are like kind of cooking dinner while just chatting away with someone else, or just kind of waving their hand, and like fire is roasting their soups, and someone else is just doing this and just conjuring a nice meal as they go, super excited to chow down. You can make your way down past all of that. And then you get down to the lower area where you can see like people are like like getting their washing done,
Yeah.
and they're like picking and chopping and cooking and like doing all the same tasks but in a much more mundane way, and constantly looking up and just being like. And you make your way back to the barracks where you find Errol, the captain who originally picked you up. Like, you returned. Good news, I hope.
I wait for him to saunter in and just look up as he's carrying her limp.
Very good. Now, you get quite the attention from all of these folk halfway up the hill, carrying their mage. Make an intimidation check, and you can have advantage.
No, perfect.
Because you are in an exosuit, so they don't understand.
So it's a natural 19. So yeah, it's just 19.
They kind of spark some like fireworks kind of among their
Mhm.
fingers, look over at the big suit that you're wearing and the fact that you have their master. They kind of look at each other, and they just book it. They scatter in every direction. Like they don't even, they just start grabbing everything they can from their houses, and they're just getting ready to leave. And you see them like screaming like, "Kids, we gotta go!" and like gathering up, like whole families getting together to escape. As from your perspective, you see Errol kind of like wave off, and you see the slicked back, bony man just have this big toothy grin as he draws his green blade and signals for the rest of them to go, and they run up the hill, starting to swing.
We
Oh,
don't
they're
get
going. They're
involved.
going for the mages.
We
eh?
we don't get involved in the local politics.
It's of no interest to me. I'll let her follow her.
Yeah.
Normally, I would be against this, but she kills our own kind.
Most appreciative. Wake her up and show her what's going on. Thank you. You may take what you've come for. We don't want any of it here.
Perfect. So this is where I ask you guys the question as we turn to leave.
Yeah,
Should
to
we?
the sounds of screams,
Yeah.
combat, and fire.
This was all happening when we got involved.
It was already happening.
Yes,
Yes,
of course.
yes.
Okay.
We just took advantage of sneaking into the tower with the distraction
Yes,
of
of
everything
course.
already going on.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Well, sounds good to me. Shall we head off to the ship?
Climb up under the shoulder of the exosuit
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
catch a ride back to the bog.
Yeah.
Take off into the sky,
Yeah.
land on the ship,
Yeah.
roll it on up,
That's right.
and head back off. And yeah, your report is a very interesting and totally accurate. I mean,
Totally.
you've got several witnesses to claim for it as to what happened. And so, what is the epilogue then of your characters?
Well-
as you
So
sail back off into the sky,
before, after the
leaving
mission
death and
report is
destruction
done,
behind you.
I invite you guys to dinner, and I say, there's a bit of a group that you might be interested in joining. There may or may not be pay for it in the future, but you might have to overlook the occasional thing.
I nod and agree. I nod like, yeah, not saying yes, but speak to me.
I take your meaning. There's nothing to leave out.
Cool. And the scene will close as I put like a violet chip on
Where
the
are we when
on
we're
the
having
table.
this?
This will be like in
A
I
violet
assume
ship?
the,
Yeah.
your private ship. Yeah.
Yeah, and
So-
I
so-
just put down like a violet like chip on the table and just say, I think there's potential here.
Excellent. Let's not be gauche.
And that's where we'll bring it close. So yes, that is more or less one of the adventures that will be in Imaria Nights. We got to see one of the many endings that can come about.
Wow.
There is a lot more detail, a lot more that can be done. This was a nice, like, sort of quick demonstration, showcase.
Yeah.
If you were to run the adventure in its entirety, it could go much longer. There could be a lot more happening, but this was streamlined for stream.
it
I
was a lot
guess.
of fun.
It was a
Uh,
lot of
yes,
fun.
Oh, that
was-
could have
was
that could have
great.
turned into combat heavy. If
Oh,
like,
for
Oh
sure.
yeah. If we'd have failed the saves,
Yeah, oh, yeah.
that could have
And
changed
if you
everything.
didn't get those crits at the start of combat,
Oh no!
I was
kidding,
like
right?
nothing for me to do. I was like, oh, I'm so excited, and I'm like, ah, whatever.
I was like, I love that I could use my intelligence modifier on my attacks.
Yes,
Yeah.
well, because
Yeah.
you're not actually physically throwing that axe. It was like you're just kind of looking at the axe and it flings off, right? So, hopefully you all enjoyed that. You got a nice, good sneak peek at some of the things that
Yeah.
can be done, some of the lore, some of the classes, some of the races, and some of the general vibe of some of the locations and politics and things that are going on in the world.
That's
So-
right. Just wait till you build your own mechs.
Yes, the mech builder will be. So the exosuit there was kind of teasing a little bit the mech system that
Yeah.
we're currently in development for the last stretch goal that we just reached on the Kickstarter. Ryan has been helping us out with some of the Elysian mech designs.
It's been a
things
lot
like
of fun.
that. So that's well on its way to being completed, and hopefully when it's done, we can run a couple more adventures.
Absolutely, yeah.
With to kind of show it off.
Yeah,
and
stay
we can see how
tuned.
that goes. So that'll be coming up later on down the pipeline. Maybe one of the deadliest dungeons will involve
Sounds good.
some mech combat. That might
Yeah.
be fun. So we'll see. We'll be back again tomorrow at same time, 2:30 Eastern Standard Time. Adam will be running an adventure for us that is also going to be in the Amarian Nights in some form, and I will be getting to play.
Oh,
For
wow.
the first time in a very long time. I
Nice.
will be a player. I shall be bringing a Weavebreaker / Psionicist.
Ooh,
So
nice.
I like
That
that.
should be. I'm gonna
Nice.
cheese the heck out of whatever throws at us by
Yeah.
psionically throwing Renix swords. It's gonna be great.
That's right.
Wow.
And then Tommy will be there. We'll have some other people as well who you might not recognize, but that we've done a few things with them in the past. So hopefully it'll all be good.
Yeah.
But thank you all for coming to play today. It was lovely to run this adventure and play with you, Paul. It's always
Fantastic
good to have you
fun.
around. We'll see you again on Friday for
Oh yeah, for sure.
for some BattleTech. Are
For
you
sure.
are you still doing something on Friday? Because we're gonna be at convention this weekend.
I
but-
think what's going to happen is the guys are going to be running stuff for Catalyst on Friday.
for
direct
PAX Unplugged,
yeah, for PAX. So I think we're going to be quiet on the Friday Night Aces front, but there'll definitely
There will be BattleTech content
BattleTech
this weekend.
content, though.
It'll be through Catalyst at PAX Unplugged, but and then I guess the week after you'll be back with your
That's
regularly
correct. Yeah,
scheduled
we'll be
stuff,
back
so.
with the regular.
All right. Well, that's it from us.
Yeah.
If there's anything else, I think that'll be it for today. Thank you
Thank
all
you
for
so
joining
much.
us.
Yeah,
and,
thank you.
Hey, the Kickstarter just keeps going higher and higher. We can't thank you enough, but let's see if we can get that next stretch goal. I know everybody's really excited about.